Hello, welcome to Jeanette Yoga. Today we're going to be doing a chair practice for the shoulders and the neck. If you have a block, please grab it. If you don't have a block, you can grab a book or maybe a box from Amazon. We'll be using it between our hands like this. We'll also need a strap today. If you don't have a yoga strap, that's fine. You can always use a belt or a tie or even a dishcloth. So what we'll be doing is we'll be holding on to it about shoulder width apart. So something that you can grab for that will work just fine. So go ahead and pause the video for now if you don't have these items, and go get those items, and then we'll come back. You can restart the video when you get back. Right, hopefully you're back now. We're going to begin today's practice with some pranayama, some breath work. Yoga, we connect the movement to the breath. So breath is very important in yoga. I want you to sit comfortably, feet on the floor. Kitchen chair is fine, a folding chair is fine. Make sure it's on a solid surface, something that's not going to slip around. Okay. Today's practice, we won't be moving a lot in the chair. It'll mostly be upper body, so you don't have to worry about putting it on a mat if you're not on a mat. Just make sure that you are comfortable. Your feet reach the floor comfortably, right? If you're of a shorter stature, and I'm one of those, but I've got long enough legs, you can also put something under your feet so that they're not dangling. Okay, I want to make sure you're in full contact with the floor. You put your hands on your lap, you can crisscross them. Just find a comfortable place to put your arms. You can close your eyes or you can leave them open. And then start to focus on your breath. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. And we're going to come to an even count breath. We call this Samavriti. So we're going to inhale to count of 3. Exhale to count of 3. We're going to retain this rhythm for a couple of breaths. So breathing in 3, 2, 1. Exhaling 1, 2, 3. Inhale 3, 2, 1. Exhale 1, 2, 3. And again, maintaining that rhythm, inhaling and exhaling. Becoming aware of your body, aware of the area around you, aware of your presence. One more breath in through the nose and out through the nose. If your eyes are closed, please open your eyes at this point. We're going to begin with head circles. So we're going to begin going clockwise. So just a gentle circle with your neck. Using your nose like a pencil. Making big circles in the sky. And now, some of you may be hearing a lot of crickling. And that's fine. That's just the synovial fluid moving around the neck joints. All right. Perfectly normal. Let's go one more time around towards the right. Then we're going to leave our right ear towards our right shoulder. We're going to stretch our left arm out. Doesn't have to be high. Just stretch it out. And you're going to feel this beautiful stretch along the side of your neck. Eyes can remain open. We're going to hold here for 3 long breaths. In through the nose. Out through the nose. 2 more. In and out. One more time. In and out. With our out breath, we're going to look down towards our shoulder. Now you should be feeling this a little bit more towards the back of your neck. Getting some nice length in there. Maybe up the upper shoulder into the trapezius. 3 more long breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. Keep that arm extended. In through the nose, out through the nose. One more time, in through the nose, out through the nose. Now we're just going to rotate and look towards our ceiling. Go gently, you don't have to move fast. And notice how that feels in your neck. And one more time, 3 long breaths, in through the nose, out through the nose, in through the nose. Relax that shoulder, out through the nose. One more time, in through the nose. And as you exhale, bring your head back to center, lower your arm, maybe rest it back on your lap. We're going to do some more head circles. This time we're going to go counterclockwise. So big circles. Making those circles with your nose, drawing circles in the air. Here we go. Maintaining your breath, maybe inhaling as you lift and exhaling as you lower. Let's do this 2 more times. Should start feeling that neck starting to loosen up a little bit. And with our exhale, this time we're going to bring our left ear to our left shoulder. Doesn't have to go down far. We're going to stretch our right arm out to the side. Doesn't have to be high. You're going to feel this beautiful stretch along the side of your neck. That's what we're looking for. 3 long breaths. In through the nose. Out through the nose. In through the nose. Out through the nose. One more time. In through the nose. Out through the nose. After your exhale, we're going to look down towards our shoulder. Rotating in the neck. Notice where you feel that. If it feels like it's too much, don't turn your head quite so far. Bring it up just a little bit. I want you to feel something, but I don't want you to hurt yourself, okay? So we want to feel a gentle little stretch. And maybe moving your arm up or down, you find a really nice area where it feels really good. One more long breath. You think I forgot to count, didn't you? In through the nose, out through the nose. And then with our next inhale, we're going to look up towards the ceiling. Notice where you feel that. Moving gently, all right? Always moving gently. Being kind to your body no matter what you're doing. 2 more long breaths. In through the nose. Out through the nose. One more. In through the nose. And out through the nose. And as you exhale, drop your arm. Bring your head back to center. And we're going to be doing 1 more set of circles. Going clockwise. 1, 2, don't forget to sit upright, and 3. We're going to lift our shoulders up as high as you can get them. Go ahead and drop those hands side by side, and then just let them drop. Just releasing some of the tension. Inhale and lift. Exhale and drop. Inhale and lift. Exhale and drop. 2 more times. Inhale and lift. Exhale and drop. Inhale and lift. Exhale and drop. Alrighty. Last one for the neck. We're going to look over our right shoulder. And then we're going to look over our left shoulder. Moving gently. Always moving gently. Over to the right. Sitting up nice and tall. Over to the left. 2 more times. Over to the right. Over to the left. And you might feel this in your upper back even. Over to the right. Everything is connected in our bodies. And over to the left. Coming back to center. We're going to start to make some shoulder circles. Begin by lifting your shoulders up and then rolling those shoulders back towards your spine. Down we go with an exhale. Inhale, rolling those shoulders forward towards your chest and then up. 1 big inhale. Exhale as you go down and back again. Inhale as we lift. And then listen for the pops in your shoulders because it's going to happen. And that's, again, just the synovial fluid moving around in that joint. The shoulder joint's a pretty loose joint. We really have to be careful with it. That's why we have so many injuries in the shoulder. Just a couple more times in this direction. One more time around. There we go. And then the next time we come to the top, we're going to just pause there. And then we're going to reverse those circles and go the other direction. All right, so working into that shoulder joint. Maybe loosening up the shoulders. Maybe the upper back is starting to loosen up a little bit. Okay. Be sure you're bringing those shoulders back. Trying to bring those shoulder blades together. All right. And as you come forward, trying to squeeze your chest. And so we get the full rotation in that shoulder. 2 more times. There we go. Beautiful. All right. Let the arms just hang there and just maybe do whatever wiggling you need to do. Right? Sometimes we just need to wiggle it out. Adjust our clothes. If you need to wiggle your neck, go ahead and wiggle your neck. All right. This is for you. Do whatever feels good to you. This is where our strap is going to come in handy, okay? So we're going to get the strap. All right. Or your kitchen towel or your belt, whatever it is you have. Right. I'm going to fold my belt so that it's not flopping around so much. Grab hold of your belt. About shoulder. If you were to stick your arm straight out, that's where I want you to have this belt, all right? Then I want you to just scoot up just a little bit in your chair so you're not leaning back into the chair. Sit up nice and tall, okay? Relax your shoulders, all right? So we're not thrusting our chest out and squeezing our shoulders back. We're not like a soldier at attention, all right? We're just sitting up nice and tall, crown of the head towards the ceiling. So we're not dropping it forward and we're not lifting it back. We're just leaving it right here, okay? Nice neutral position. From here, we're going to rest those hands on our legs. And then we're just going to lift that strap up. I want you to bring some tension here, so pull on the strap. And just bring that strap up about shoulder height, okay? As you bring it up, I want you to bring your hands towards me, all right? So we're stretching the back as we lift. Exhale and lower it down. Okay, we're going to do this 4 times. Inhale and lift, only as high as your shoulders. Exhale and lower. You should feel this across the top of your shoulders and in your arms. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. 1 more time. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. We're going to lift a little bit higher now, so about as high as your eyes. So when you can't see me, that's as high as we want it, all right? And exhale and lower. And inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. 2 more times. Inhale and lift, still keeping the tension on the black strap. Exhale and lower. And 1 more time. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. Now, if your arms are tired, take a little break. Let's go ahead and take a little break here because we've got 2 more rounds to do. All right, working those shoulders. Building a little bit of strength, but mostly working on mobility, all righty? We ready? Okay. Get some tension in that strap. Sit up nice and tall. Maybe pull your belly in a little bit so you support your spine. This time we're going to go to the top of our head. So inhale and lift. And where you think the top of your head is, okay? Exhale and lower. Here we go. 3 more times. Inhale and lift, keeping some tension. Exhale and lower and bring those hands towards me. 2 more times. Inhale and lift. Now, if this is starting to bother your shoulder, don't go up so high, or maybe take a break. Last one. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. Last round, and we're going to go over the head. Now, if you have shoulder issues, please, you know your body. I don't. Only go as far as is comfortable. Maybe just a little bit of discomfort just to know that you're working the muscles and you're working that shoulder. But if you're starting to feel sharp pains or numbness, slow it down, lower the belt, or take a break. Okay, last round, we're going to go up overhead. Inhale and lift as far as you can go. If you can't go all the way overhead, that's fine. Do what works for you. If you need to put a little bend in your elbows, put a little bend in your elbows, all right? This is for you. Do what works for you. Exhale and lower, all right? Those of you that are up, like, quit talking. Inhale and lift. Here we go. Exhale and lower. 2 more times. Inhale, lift, and as you lift, lift up through the spine too. Press your tailbone in. Lift up, exhale, and lower. And I'm not sure if that took you out because I had my arms next to my earbuds last time. Inhale, lift. We're going to leave it up here for just a count of 3, 2, and 1. Bring it on down. Beautiful. And shake it out. There we go. Ooh, just wiggle it out. Get the blood back into your arms if it needs it. And smile. Okay, yoga's fun. All right, we're going to put the strap to the side now. Okie dokie. All right. We're going to bring our arms out to a T, okay, straight out, palms up, and then we're going to bend at the elbows, all right? We're squeezing those shoulder blades back behind us. We're trying not to thrust our chest, so keep a nice long spine. Press your tailbone into the chair. Lift up through the shoulders or through the head, all right? From here, we're just going to drop our hands down and inhale, drop. Lift the arms up. Okay, so we're starting that rotation in the shoulder again. Exhale, lower the hands only about halfway. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. You should start to feel this in your shoulder. Inhale and lift. All right. Exhale and lower. So you're feeling the rotation right here. Just a little tiny rotation. Exhale and lower. Inhale and lift. All right. And then we're going to lift our arms up, trying to keep the elbow bent. Exhale and lower, only going down halfway, about shoulder height. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower, working that shoulder today. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower, keep the spine nice and long. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower, all right. We're going to rotate our shoulders down, right? We're just going to lower those elbows down and bring them up. Exhale, lower them down. Inhale and lift. This doesn't seem like a lot, but you're working those shoulder muscles, alrighty? You might feel it tomorrow, you might not. If you don't feel it and you want a little bit more, maybe you're a little more active, you might add maybe a 1 pound weight to your hands when we do this one, okay? So that's going to give you a little more resistance because you're holding on to that weight and lower. Okay, 1 more time. All right, and lift. Okay, so me with the fists is me pretending I've got weights, all right? And then go ahead and lower your arms. Shake them out. All right, we're doing a lot with those shoulders, so we'll make sure the blood's still flowing. All righty. Once again, we're going to come to those goddess arms. Okay, arms come out to a T. We bring the palms out in front of us. All right. Rest your shoulders down your back. All right. So you get a nice long spine here. So try not to thrust your head forward as we do this. Lift your crown of your head up towards the ceiling, right? And then we're just going to bring our elbows and our palms together if we can, to whatever degree you can. Exhale, bring the palms and the elbows together. If they don't meet, that's fine, all right? Inhale and open, right? Just to whatever degree you can bring them together. Exhale, bring them together. Inhale and open. Exhale, close it up. Inhale and open. There we go, you're doing great. Exhale, close it down. Inhale and open. Try to keep those elbows lifted as we do this. Exhale, close it down. Inhale, open. Squeeze those shoulder blades together as you open up. Try not to thrust your chest. Exhale. And inhale. 2 more times. Exhale. And inhale. Last one. Exhale, bring them together. Inhale and open them out. Alrighty, give our arms a break. Get that blood going again. So just shake them out. Alright. Get a drink of water if you need a drink of water. And then let's go ahead, let's wiggle out those fingers, alright? Just do a little bit with the hands here just to get the full circulation going in our arms down to our fingertips. Just wiggle, 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 wiggle. Open and close and wiggle, 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 wiggle. Okay. Grab your block or your brick, or maybe it's a book you have. If you don't have any of those things, you can do this without it. Put the block at whatever distance, whatever size works for you. What we're going to do is we're going to put that block between our elbows, all right? And the elbows are going to be out in front of us. So you're not going to see my face, you're just going to hear my voice here, all right? From here, we're just going to lift maybe an inch, maybe 2 inches, and then just lower, okay? So you're squeezing the block, you're getting a little bit of resistance there. You can have it there, you can have it here, you could have it here, okay? Just do whichever works for you. If you don't need the block, you have the option of just pressing your elbows together, all right? I'm going to use the block. And we're going to begin, all right? Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Keeping a little bit of a squeeze on that block. Inhale, lift, not full on, maybe about a 30% effort. Exhale. So now we're building strength in the shoulders. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. Inhale and lift. Starting to feel a little burn. Exhale and lower, maybe up in the deltoids. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower, maybe in the biceps. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. Have we got 2 more in us? Please, 2 more. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. Last one, I promise. Inhale and lift. Hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2. Lower it down. Get rid of that brick, whoa, or book or box, and just shake it. Shake it, shake it. What's that song? Shake your booty. Well, we're not shaking our booty, though. We're shaking our arms. All right. Let's go ahead and swing them a few times, just to relieve some of that pressure, some of the tension we might have just built. Not quite done, got just a little bit more, okay? We're gonna still work into that rotation of the arms. So bring your arms out to a T, alrighty? Got the little flowers over here, all right? We're gonna start with the palms up. Alrighty, get comfortable in your seat. Relax your shoulders down so you're not hunching your shoulders up around your ears. Exhale, relax those shoulders. All right, we're going to rotate the palms down and around. So to whatever degree you can, we're going to rotate those palms down. And then if you can bring them up and around, now you're going to feel your shoulder moving forward. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the movement right in here. Then we're going to rotate it back up. Maybe put your other hand on top and you can just feel the movement in there. Notice how that's moving the shoulder. Okay? The bone is moving in the joint here and up. If this is too hard, that height, maybe bring it down a little bit. All right? Work with your body. Do what it allows. And if you can't go all the way around on one arm, don't go all the way around on that arm. I know I had an injury in this shoulder for a couple of years. I could only go partway on this one. So just do what works for you. We're just going to go rhythmically up and down. Exhale as we rotate down and around. Inhale as we rotate up. A couple more times. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. A couple more times. Exhale. I said that already, didn't I? Inhale. And then go ahead and let them rest. And let's just do some free movement here. Do whatever feels good to you. Just wiggle it out, wiggle it out. Alrighty. One more. Hands on the shoulders. Elbows out to the side. Okay, still working on the mobility in this shoulder. Alright. And we're just going to make some big circles here. So big old circles. Around and around and around. Find your breath once again. All right. Keep it steady. Keep it rhythmic. Try not to pant. It's big circles. Just working it out. Loosening up the shoulder muscles. There we go. If you want, need a little bit more for your neck, you can look over to the right. And then you can look over to the left. So now we're doing 2 different movements. What this does is it helps your neuroplasticity. the connections in your brain. Alrighty, and then reverse those circles. And maybe this time we look down and up. As you look up, don't throw your head all the way back. We don't want to pinch the neck. We just want to get some length in that cervical spine. There we go. And then come on down to rest. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and work those hands one more time. We're just going to open the fingers and close. Right? And open and close. If any of you are suffering from arthritis, you probably notice it in your hands, all right? And the shoulders and the knees, maybe the neck, all right? So we just want to keep everything moving and open. Okay, so now we're going to go a little bit faster. Open and close, open, close, open, and just a little bit faster. Open, close, open, close. There we go. Okay, and now as fast as you can go. Just open, close, open, close, open, close. Fast as you can go, okay? It's going to start to feel the burn, but it's going to get those joints moving, all right? We don't often do stuff like this, okay? And I know up here in Alaska, we like to go fishing, and we use those hands a lot, sending the reel out, or sending the line out, and then pulling the line in, and reeling it in when we catch a fish. Now wiggle the fingers. Just wiggle, 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 wiggle. There we go. You're feeling this in your wrist. Probably a little bit of a burn. If you need to take a break, take a break. Excuse me. All right, and then shake that out. All right, don't shake hard, all right? One of my other instructor friends said she was teaching a class one time, and she had a senior lady that shook and shook and shook and fractured her wrist. So just be gentle with your wrist, all right? And we're just gonna lower and lift and lower and lift. I'm gonna go sideways so you see what I'm doing. I'm just kind of working that wrist joint a little bit here. Going to try something here. Intertwine your fingers if you can. If you've got arthritis in the hands that want to intertwine, if you want to just do the fingertips, you can just do the fingertips, or you can just have your hands touching each other. And we're just going to rotate through the wrist. All right? So try to keep those elbows steady. I've got mine pinned to my chest here. And we're just going to go round and round and round and round in one direction. And then we're going to go round and round. So one direction might be more flowy, for lack of a better word. Easier to do than the other one. It feels a little awkward, right? All right. All right. And then just back and forth. Okay. Just working the wrist out a little bit. All right. And then wiggle those fingers. And that's it for the active part of this practice. I want y'all to sit back into your chairs now. Get comfortable. We're going to do a chair shavasana. So at the end of every yoga practice, you should do a little shavasana. What this does is it helps to cool down the body. You slow down your breath, maybe you don't. So you don't worry about regulating your breath here. You just let your body come to its natural rhythm. Close your eyes. And just notice how you feel, okay? Take inventory of what your body is feeling like right now after your practice. Gentle breath. It's in the quiet, restful period of Shavasana that your body can take inventory as well. It notices where it might need repair. It notices where it might need some extra oxygen or extra blood, and the body knows to send it there. We hold Shavasana for about 3 to 5 minutes. I'm going to be quiet now, and I'll let you know when to come out. Become aware of your breath, the rhythm, the feel of the air coming in through your nose, the warmth as it leaves through your nose. Maybe notice your heartbeat. And then start to make some gentle movement. Maybe roll your head side to side. Maybe lift the head up and down. Maybe move the shoulders. Gentle movement, bringing the body back to life, back to movement. Open your eyes. Bring your hands to heart center. Gentle bow to the chin. And I say namaste to you. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. I hope to see you again. Blessings.